that goes along with that fundamentalist view of Islam around the globe. Do you know of any metrics that the department is following to support their claim that they are working on that? How are we gauging that? How are we going to determine whether they're following along with that portion of the agreement?
Well, one of the outcomes of the President's Summit in Riyadh was the creation of the Center to counter extreme Muslim messaging with Saudi Arabia. This center now exists. It was inaugurated while we were there. The center has a number of elements to attack extremism around the world. One of the elements that we are visiting with them about, and they have already taken steps, the Saudis, is to publish new textbooks that go into the schools that are in the mosque around the world. These textbooks are to replace textbooks that are out there today that do advocate extreme Wahhabism viewpoints around the justification for violence. We've asked that they not just publish the new textbooks, we've asked that they retrieve the existing textbooks so we get those back. That's just one example. This center is going to have a very broad range from social media to broadcast to how young imams are trained in the theological centers. And we are working with them today with the establishment of the new center. What are the measures that we will hold ourselves accountable to? That is one of the charges that the State Department is working with the Saudis and others as we bring this center up to an operating level.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. What is going on in Saudi Arabia is terrible. It started in 2017, immediately after King Salman installed his son, Mohammed bin Salman, as the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. When former US President Donald Trump became the 45th president of the USA, King Salman bin Abdulaziz and his son, Mohammed bin Salman, found their best opportunity to deconstruct Islam and reconstruct it. The World Zionist Movement, the secularists, the anti-Islamic and anti-religious forces found their convenient allies and friends in King Salman bin Abdulaziz and his son, Mohammed bin Salman. There and then, King Salman and his son, Mohammed bin Salman, began their diabolic game of deconstructing and reconstructing Islam to suit the grand program of Americanization and Westernization of Islam. The two accomplices government of Saudi Arabia and that of the USA rolled out a program which they called Center to Counter Extreme Muslim Messaging, which is to execute the following. One, to publish new textbooks that go around in schools, in the mosques around the world, to replace the books that today advocate extreme Wahhabism and the justification for violence. Number two, the program is to also cover social media and podcasts that will deal with how Muslim clerics are trained in the theological centers around the world. Three, the program shall be implemented according to measures upon which both the USA State Department and the Saudi authorities shall hold themselves accountable to. It is important to point out that the program is an agreement between the two parties. Muslim brothers and sisters, it is clear that the Saudi authorities, led by King Salman bin Abdulaziz and his son Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, have given their trust and loyalty to the USA government to do whatever the USA government wants to do with Islam and Muslims around the world. King Salman and his son Mohammed bin Salman have made it clear to the world that they are buying into the ideological direction of liberalism by erecting and displaying the Statue of Liberty in Jeddah during the Hajj season, an opportune time to symbolically speak and make it clear to the whole world that they are adopting the lifestyle of Americans and the Western world. For the Saudi rulers and their leaders and their cohorts, the two initiatives of celebrating the American culture and the implementing of the educational and religious agreement signify their approach to life in terms of ideology and lifestyle, which they refer to as modernization of Islam and change. The Saudi rulers knew very well that Islam is a universal religion and a global creed professed and practiced by about 1.9 billion people around the world. Allah said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا. We have not sent to you but as a universal messenger to people, giving them glad tidings and warning. Quran chapter 34, verse 28, Surah Sabah. فَأَيْنَ تَذْهَبُونَ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ. It is not except a reminder to all the world. Quran chapter 81, verse 27, Surah Takwir. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. It is he who has sent his messenger with guidance and the religion of truth to proclaim it over all religions, even though the pagans may detest it. Quran chapter 9, verse 33, Surah Tawbah. Allah said again, Inna awala baytin wudiya linnasi lallazi bi Bakkah mubarakan. The first house of worship established full of blessings and guidance for the world. Quran chapter 3, verse 96, Surah Al-Imran. From what has transpired between the Saudi rulers and the State Department of the USA, it sounds out clearly that the common objective of fighting Islam and changing its face is what drove the two sides into the agreement to destroy Islam and change its face to make it consistent and convenient to the American and Western style of life and the ideology of liberalism and secularism. The two sides aided each other to drive the program and to implement it. For the Saudi rulers to help and cooperate with the American authority in fighting Islam and destroying it is complete and absolute kufur. Kufur and Bawah, clear apostasy on the part of the Saudi rulers and their cohorts. The Saudi rulers are headed by King Salman bin Abdulaziz and the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS. This means that King Salman bin Abdulaziz and his son Mohammed bin Salman and their cohorts are all kafirs. They have fallen out of the pale of Islam. Allah said in the Quran, chapter 5, verse 51, that's Surah Al-Ma'idah, and I quote, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض ومن يتولهم منكم فإنه منهم إن الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. O ye who believe, do not take the Jews and the Christians for your friends and protectors. They are but friends and protectors of each other. And he amongst you that turns to them for friendship is of them. Indeed, Allah guides not a people who are unjust. Al-Ma'idah, verse 51. In the above verse, Allah has disassociated Muslims from non-Muslims. Allah has decoupled between Muslims and non-Muslims. And that any Muslim who helps or cooperates with Jews or Christians to fight against Islam or defeat Islam and Muslims, that Muslim or group of Muslims have become kafirs and have ceased to be Muslims. They have fallen out of the pale of Islam. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the two holy cities of Mecca and Medina do not belong to the kingdom of Saudi Arabia exclusively. Leadership of world Islam cannot be exercised by King Salman and his crown prince Mohammed bin Salman because they are kafirs. They are apostates. In the hadith, in the authentic hadith of Imam al-Bukhari and Imam Muslim, it is narrated that, and I quote, "An Junadat bin Abi Umayya قال دخلنا على عبادة بن الصامت وهو مريض فقلنا أسلك الله حدث بحديث ينفوك الله به سميته من النبي فقال دعانا النبي فبايعناه فقال فيما أهدى علينا أن بايعناه على السمع والطاعة في منشتنا ومكرهنا وأسنا ويسنا وأسرة علينا وأن لا ننازع أمر أهله إلا أن تروا كفرا Bawahan indakum minallahi fihi burhan. Narrated by Junarata bin Abi Umayyah. We visited Ubarata bin As-Samit while he was sick. We said, may Allah make you good. Will you tell us a hadith you heard from the Prophet by which Allah may make you benefit from? He said, the Prophet invited us and we gave him the pledge for Islam. And among the conditions on which he took the pledge from us, among the conditions was that we will listen and obey the orders of a Muslim ruler, both at the time of our activeness and at the time of our tiredness, and at the time of our difficulties and easiness, and to be obedient to the ruler and give him his right, even if he did not give us our right, and not to fight against him, to remove him from his office of rulership, unless we see kufr or disbelief clearly, for which we have evidence from Allah. The above authentic hadith is directing that if a Muslim ruler or leader commits kufr, disbelief, most Muslims should not listen to him. Muslims should not obey him. Muslims must fight him and remove him from office of rulership. And every Muslim must do what he or she can. The Muslim who can remove him shall be rewarded. The one who will play it soft or be pliant shall be committing sin. Those who are weak and cannot do anything must migrate from that land of kufr, that land of apostasy. Oh Allah, I have delivered. Be the witness. Allahumma kad ballagtu fashhad ma'ziratan ila rabbikum wa la'allahum yattaqun. To be absolved before your Lord, and perhaps that they may fear him. I'm yours, Mahmoud Muhammad Gedal, Accra, Ghana. Kindly share, like, and please subscribe to the channel.